Myself and Barclays Bank are very committed to the gender agenda. We take it very seriously, and I really sincerely thank our chairman, Mr. Francis Okomo Okello, who also shares the same ideas and vision as myself on this initiative and leads it very much from the front. You've heard a few statistics that our board is 50-50 gender balance, which we were the first company on the Nairobi Securities Exchange to achieve that. I'm not sure if anybody else has got there, but I encourage them to be able to do so, and we're driving that agenda on the Nairobi Securities Exchange. We also have very clear policies around encouraging women to be able to take up their rightful place and responsibility in the most senior areas of the organization. I know Dr. Kitui challenged me to try to get to a 50-50 staff complement in the bank. We're already at 50-50 staff complement in the bank because that's representative of the country anyhow. So for us, that is already a goal we've achieved. These are heady times for the gender equality agenda. And yet, even though there are seismic developments occurring, the battle to have a society that considers women as true equals in all spheres of life is far from won. Through initiatives such as Shetrades Kenya, more women will come to the table one at a time. Shetrades Kenya is the local chapter of the Shetrades initiative, which was launched in Sao Paulo, Brazil last September. And its goal is to provide 1 million women-owned businesses globally with international trade opportunities by the year 2020 in order to address the existing imbalance which is currently skewed in favor of men. Shetrades Kenya, which is a brainchild of the ITC, emphasizes the use of technology to access new skill sets and market opportunities. Here in Kenya, we will work with the ITC to roll out the program in partnership with KEPSA, Kenya National Chamber of Commerce and Industry, and other partners, targeting 10,000 women-owned businesses in the SME sector by the year 2020, in line with the Sao Paulo Declaration. In total, we are investing about 70 million Kenya shillings in this initiative over the next 5 years.
I am a member of the Gender Champions of Geneva. Among other things, it means I've pledged that every conference I organize will have women speakers. I've pledged that every one of our major international publications must have a section talking about the impact on women, the role of women, the opportunities for women. And I've pledged that when I have competitors for any position that I'm recruiting and with equal capacities, I'll give priority to women as employees. We all know that over the past few decades, there's been very substantial improvement, particularly in gender fairness and access to education. We have seen in many countries mainstreaming women's role in political leadership. We have seen constitutional gains around the world. But there's one area that has been lagging behind, and this area has been women economic empowerment. Sometimes because we paint with a very broad brush, we don't see the details. We can have very well-intentioned policies, but because of the realities, sometimes of a cultural dynamic, sometimes of a culture of forgetfulness, or a collective amnesia, the results are always that women lose out. We are enjoined in two initiatives that are very close to what Shetrades is doing. One, that we must drum up the potential of gender-biased targeting under e-commerce. The phenomenal potential of electronic commerce as an enabler for inclusion is phenomenal. You already know how the fact that a woman can have mobile money, an account on her phone, has meant that when she delivers milk, her wages, her returns are not sent to the account of her husband. They are sent to her mobile phone. It makes a whole lot of difference. You all know that market intelligence based on mobile information makes a woman make decisions which eradicate the middleman, who takes away about 1/3 of what a man producer does, but takes away about 50% of what a woman producer does. So we very, very strongly support this initiative, and looking at physical space, the role of banks to strengthen enterprise, particularly targeted women enterprise. It is not about corporate social responsibility. It's about sustainable business model.
With this Shetrades and the global movement that we have created, we want to make sure we go beyond headlines. It's good to argue, to say, to advocate for women's economic empowerment, but we have to go granular and address all these little or big or medium impediments that prevent women from taking a greater part in the economy. This is the 7 pillars that we've been hearing about. This is why it's important that we here together take concrete steps to address each and every one of these 7 pillars, so that this objective of putting more women in the economy, we've given it a modest figure. We've started with 1 million by 2020. I was in Abuja 2 days ago, and when I said 1 million, they all looked at me and they say, but that's too modest. Just in this country, we've got 10 times that amount of women in business. But I told them, let's start modest, but let's deliver this 1 million. Let's track this 1 million. Let's put this out there transparently, that we have done 1 million. And when we do the million, let's move it up to 5 million. And when we do the 5 million, let's move it up to 50 million. But we've got to walk the talk. Colleagues, we have to walk the talk. We have to make sure that whatever we say we're doing, we do it. That's how they will take us seriously. Now, a way to do it is precisely what Barclays Bank Kenya and ITC have signed today. It's a very concrete step in which the two of us, a public and a private institution, a United Nations and a very solid and a very well-reputed bank in Kenya, working together to concretely unlock credit for women, but not just credit. Make sure that the women entrepreneurs have the necessary skills to use this credit. And not only entrepreneurial skills, but make sure that those skills with the credit are used to connect women entrepreneurs to markets. That's the purpose of our partnership today.
And I'll ask you to clap in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ladies and gentlemen.
Owinga. My business is called Passion Profit. We're a business development support service organization. What that means, sometimes somebody knows what they need to do. They have this passion, but what are the different processes you need to put around it so that you can actually run a business? How can you be tax compliant so that our economy can grow? So that's where Passion Profit comes in.
My name is Kezi Mukiri. I'm a woman entrepreneur. I'm passionate about women in business. I run a company called Zuri Ignite. I specialize in brand management for corporate organizations. We support corporate organizations in expressing their brand objectives in the arena of events. Every event that is conceivable for corporate organizations, we will be in that space. So we put together conferences, exhibitions, corporate launches, we do product launches, we do trade shows, we do road shows, AGMs. My name is Jennifer Muli. I'm the Managing Director for Kachi Collections. Kachi Collections is an innovative social enterprise that works with women to create employment as well as produce fashion accessories.
My name is Maureen Morunga and I am the founder and CEO of Amadiva Beauty. Amadiva means transformation in Luya. I've been running this business since 2010. It took me about 2 years of trying to figure out how the business should look like. I was figuring out how our standards, what we will stand for. I was figuring out how the interior should look like. I was figuring out this business.
My name is Grace Wahome. I started Skaga Kennels back in the year 2000. And Skaga Kennels started as a dog breeding company. As dog breeders, we realized that there is a niche or there's a need for dogs to be receptive to their work. With the rise of insecurity also, it was a need, there was a need to have something that would protect people and also become a family dog. I'm Benedicta Dukamoshiri. I do poultry farming as well as melon. I'm happy with what I do. I love it because so far so good and determined to go far.
The specific challenges I face because I'm a woman, I'm a widow. I don't have any inheritance. They always want to have collateral or one thing or the other. So that makes life a little difficult, but we work with what we have.
I stepped out as a young woman, newly married, didn't have children back then, and the children came along the way. So of course there were seasons of pregnancy in the course of the business, and that was a unique challenge because I didn't think that it was going to be a problem walking into a boardroom, doing a proposal, making a presentation, and everybody looking at my bum and wondering how you're going to be able to do this.
Our biggest challenges were finding these girls in the slums is not the easiest thing because you don't know where to start. So the beauty is that we had a contact with one of the girls who had to go and look for her friends who she felt had the need to build themselves and they were willing to come and work and train them. The second challenge was training the skills. I mean, we're training a skill that is non-existent in the city first and foremost because it's associated with tribes from the Rift Valley, Maasai.
I actually realized that my biggest challenge is actually access to knowledge. When you have knowledge, when you know better, you do better. So my biggest challenge back then, I'm so caught up in the business, I wasn't taking enough time to research. As a founder and as a visionary, it's your job and responsibility to actually be looking for that information that will help your business.
I remember there's a time that there's an issue at the assignment, and so I come, I said, I am representing Shetrades and there's a problem. What's the problem? And she said, you. I said, yeah, me. And they said, okay, we have this issue, this. And I could see that they don't trust me. I did a demo for them. From that time, she used to call me, what do you think we should do? When you go out to the market, sometimes some men can bring you down. They want to take advantage of you. They feel as if you are selling to them, you have no option. They want to just stress you up because you are a woman.
When I heard about Shetrades, I was ecstatic. It was like an answer from above. I think it's exactly the sort of platform women need to next level our business.
I think Shetrades is going to change the landscape, especially by helping us go beyond the borders.
It's going to open up global markets for women, gives them even exposure to what is happening on the global stage. And so that even though we are running local enterprises, we ought not to have a local mindset.
I believe this is a good opportunity for me as a young woman who is ready, prepared to export my thing out there.
It's going to open up recognition on women and their achievements.
Now there's an opportunity for me to plug into something that will allow me not only to do business internationally, but also to access information from other women internationally, and I think that's just amazing.
There is that modern technology on poultry farming, whereby you build the modern structures, maintain that modern quality, professionalism in it, I'm planning to do that, and it's only through maybe Shetrades I'll get a chance to have the same.
Do I think this is the right time? Absolutely. It's a time for women. It's a time for us to be doing Shetrades.
I support the Shetrades initiative.
I support the Shetrade initiative.
I support the Shetrades initiative.
I support the Shetrades initiative.
I support the Shetrade initiative.
I support the Shetrades initiative.